Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Today is Saturday, March 28th, and this is going to be this first clip, anyway, this first segment will be part one of my bi-weekly grocery haul video. These items were picked up yesterday evening, Friday, March 27th at Sobeys. And yeah, I just wanted to show you what I've picked up so far for my bi-weekly groceries. For those of you that are new here to my channel, welcome. My name is Janice. I live and work in Manitoba, Canada. I work at a Canadian grocery store chain called Sobeys. I do some of my shopping there because we have a small employee discount, but also because Sobeys and Safeway are Scene Plus sponsors, meaning you can earn and redeem Scene Plus points in store. Most of the rest of my shopping I do at the Real Canadian Superstore because of the PC Optimum Points program that they have. So these items were picked up at Sobeys last night. And actually right now there's some pretty decent sales, decent promos going on this week. So let me show you what I picked up. The very first thing I did is I bought a gift card. Right now the deal at Sobeys this week is if you buy a $150 gift card, you get 1,000 Scene Plus points. Every 1,000 points is $10. So if you buy a $150 gift card, you're earning $10 in points right off the hop. So that's what I did. A lot of customers I was serving yesterday were buying the gift cards and then turning around, earning the instant $10 in points and then using that gift card to pay for their groceries, which is exactly what I did as well. You can do this up to 5 times in a transaction. However, I don't have the extra money in the budget to buy $750 in gift cards. I would have maybe liked to have bought 2, but for right now anyway, I bought 1 and I earned an instant $10 in points by doing so. And then I bought items that were on sale. So you can see here I've got the $10 in points. I had 7,739 Scene Plus points going into this, and then I've earned the $10 in points by buying the gift card. And then my first transaction of groceries was I bought a 3 double rolls of sponge towels, paper towels for $6.99. They're on sale this week. And I bought 12 double rolls of toilet paper for $6.99 as well, also on sale this week. Now, my staff discount is 10% off my first $150 spent every week. So all these prices I'm mentioning to you are before my staff discount. Now, there was no discount on the gift card, just on the products that I'm buying. So I bought the paper towel and then the bathroom tissue, or the toilet tissue. And then I also bought a container of this stain remover. I use this in my laundry. This is $6.29. The previous container that I have is almost out, so I bought a replacement for that. That's not on sale, but I just simply needed that. The Coke and Pepsi products, the 6 packs of bottles of pop are on sale 2 for $8.88 this week, so I grabbed 2 Diet Coke. If I had had the budget, or if I had been thinking I should have bought them the previous week, because the previous week they were on for $3.99. So these are 2 for $8.88 or $4.44 each, so slightly more than they were on sale for last week, but that's okay. It's still not that bad. So 2 for $8.88, and again, that's before my 10% off, so that not a bad price at all. That's usually about as cheap as you see them, or the $3.99 is a little bit better, but $3.99 or even this price is about as cheap as you see them anywhere these days. Sometimes you'll see them for $3.99 or around that range, or $4 or something like that, or even around this price at Shoppers Drug Mart on a 2-day sale on the weekend. So this isn't bad. $4.44 is not bad at all, considering I have my discount on top. And then we all know how much baking chocolate chips have cost lately. The Chip-Its brand that we typically have, that's what we have the most of here in Canada. That's been like over $7 a bag. But these Laura Secord ones, these are on sale for $3.99 right now, so I grabbed 1 for right now. And then gravy mixes are on sale for 99 cents each. So I grabbed 3 turkey and 3 brown. So here is how this shook out. There's all the different prices. And then I had a staff discount of $3.91. Now, I broke my purchase down into 2. This is one purchase, and this is another. Because in looking at my Sobeys app, I discovered that I had an extra offer that you can use 4 times. So if you were to spend $35 in a transaction, you'd earn 525 Scene Plus points. And I can do that up to 4 times. Now, I also have to keep in mind when I'm doing that my subtotal needs to be probably closer to $40 in order to get it, because it needs to be $35 before tax. But again, I have my 10% off, and that will throw that off. So for me, it's more like spend $40 in, because then it'll be 10% off. It'll be down to $36, and I'll have met my $35 mark to get the 525 points. So I had to be mindful of my total. I was calculating it as I go and kind of had to make sure that I was going to have enough on my subtotal that when they took the 10% off, it didn't bump me down before 35 or I wouldn't get those bonus points. So what I did here, you can see I had the 391 came off, and I did still spend over 35 even after my discount. So I was able to get that. So spend 35, get 525 points. So see if I can bring up the box here that has the points. So I earned 525 points on this. And again, 7,739. That's the balance of my Scene Plus points going into this. The points have now hit my account because it's a day later. It's when you are at Superstore and you scan your PC Optimum card and it shows that you've earned all these points, then right away on your receipt, your closing balance reflects the points that you earned. At Sobeys, it doesn't work that way. It takes a day or two for them to hit your account. So I earned 525, but my balance was still at the 7,739 mark because it takes 24 hours to hit. Now that it's Saturday morning, I have checked my Scene app and they did hit my account, so I'm good to go. And then I did one separate transaction over here. Turkeys are on sale right now. They're also on sale at Superstore, and I did the math. The one that I picked up here was $30.99. Now this was a deal in Flyer where the turkeys were $2.49 a pound without the Scene card, but this is a Scene Plus member price. If you have a Scene Plus card, then they're $2.19 a pound. So although the tag says $30.99, with my Scene card, $3.73 came off of that price. So that was not bad. I did that, and then with my 10%, that took another $2.73 off of that. So that it was $30.99, but with the Scene Plus card, it took it down from $2.49 a pound to $2.19 a pound, bringing it down to $27.26, and then I still had my 10% off of that. So yeah, I think that's how I'm trying to look at it here. It was down from $30.99 with $3.73 off. That brought it down to $27.26, and then 10% off of that price, making the total for my total for my turkey $24.53. That is not too bad. And again, I had to make sure that I was going to hit the $35 mark. What the other thing I bought on the second transaction were these 2 boxes of spring Rice Krispies for rice. Well, you can use them as just eating as cereal, or you can use them for making Rice Krispie squares, as shown in the picture here. And normally I don't fuss and buy those until sometimes after the holiday, because they usually are a little more expensive and they don't go on sale until after the holiday's over. But in this case, they're actually not a bad price right now. They're $2.99, which usually they're more than that. So I grabbed 2 because there is a deal that you get 50 Scene Plus points if you buy 2. So I did that. So my turkey had already been $30.99 minus $3.73, and then $2.99 plus 2. And I'm watching the subtotal. I'm like, I'm not at the $35 mark. I was close, but again, I had to be over that because my discount was going to bump me under. So I asked the cashier, I said, can you just scan me another package of the toilet paper that had been on my previous bill? And I went and grabbed that. And that put me over where I needed to be. So I had, let me see if I can show you everything on the receipt here, if I get this unfolded in the background. Okay, so 50 points on the Rice Krispies. I earned 5 points in the meat department. You can see the $3.73 came off the turkey. My staff discount was $4.40, and I got the spend 35, get 525 points. So I earned $525 just by spending $35, and I earned an extra 50 on the Rice Krispies and an extra 5 on the just from shopping in the meat department. So altogether, I earned 580 points. So I calculated it out, and with the points that I earned, the 580 there and the 525 I earned on the previous bill, my point balance today for Scene Plus points is 9,844 points. So I'm 156 points shy of being back at the $100 mark of Scene Plus points. So not bad. I basically earned, well, I earned 1,000 points on the gift card, 525 on the first order, and 580 on this one. Every 1,000 points is $10. So the 1,000 points on the gift card was $10, 525 and 580. That's over $10 again between these two orders. So I basically earned $21 in points last night on these 2 orders. Not bad. Now, the Superstore, Real Canadian Superstore has 5 to 7 kilogram turkeys on for $23 right now. I did pay probably about $1.50 or so more than that by buying it at Sobeys, but not bad. It's not like it was like an outrageous difference. It wasn't bad at all. It was like I say, $30.99 minus $3.73 at the scene card, and then take 10% off of that. What I actually paid for the turkey, I calculated, was $24.53. So $23 at Superstore. I paid a little more here, but not too bad. Now, after those two purchases, what I am left with on my gift card, I'm trying to find the balance here. After those two purchases, I still have, is that the one? Yeah, that's the second one. I still have $74.84 left on my gift card. So that's not bad. I only spent half of the gift card, so I still have $74.84 left. If I have the budget, I wouldn't mind buying a second gift card, but at the very least, I've got $21 worth of points last night. I still have almost $75 left on my gift card. I have to work today, but there's a couple of things I wouldn't mind grabbing, which if I can see if I can try and make one more $35 purchase out of this. I wouldn't mind getting 2 more of these. So for $8.88, I wouldn't mind getting a couple more bags of chocolate chips, maybe a few more gravy mixes. And what our store has done the last couple years at Easter time is we have had eggnog return. Not the 2-liter cartons, but just the 1-liter. And I was looking for them last night because I know that we had some in stock yesterday. I sold some to some customers, but I did not find any last night. So I'm going to look after work tonight and see if I can get some. So if I can do that, and I can grab a couple more packs of drinks and some more chocolate chips for baking, if I can hit 35 again, I will do that. Now, stay tuned for part 2 of this video. The rest of my shopping is going to be done at Superstore. I did not bother putting this turkey in the freezer. I'm going to just keep it in the fridge. My thinking is that I'm going to make our turkey dinner this Tuesday. I am off work tomorrow, which is Palm Sunday, but I have a bunch of baking I need to get done, and I usually try and do a turkey dinner somewhere around Easter, but I'm just trying desperately to figure out when. This turkey, even if I put it out at room temperature for the day or in the sink with cold water, it wouldn't be fully thawed out to make it tomorrow. Otherwise, maybe I would do that. I have a fire hall delivery that I do. I've talked about this in my previous videos where I do deliveries of baking and homemade jams to several fire halls in the area. And I do that 3 times a year in memory of a family member who is like a father to me. I go on what would have been his birthday in August and on Christmas Eve, and then sometime during Easter. And sometime during Easter just means basically whenever I have a day off, because Easter is busy at our store, so usually I'm working most of that week. So my plan right now is I'm off next Sunday, which is Easter Sunday, and my plan is to do my deliveries then. So that day is out for making a turkey for us, and I'm working Good Friday and the Saturday of Easter weekend. And I don't think I can have this one thawed out for tomorrow. It's frozen rock hard solid. So I think my next day off after tomorrow will be Tuesday. I think that day I'll make our turkey dinner and we'll have leftovers for a few days, which is good because I have to go have an MRI on my right knee on Thursdays. So I won't be doing too terribly much that day in terms of cooking. So that's my plan. The next part of the video that you'll see will be the Superstore haul, unless I do some shopping at Sobeys after work tonight, in which case I'll show you what I pick up there. And if I do, then that'll be what you see next. And then beyond that, it'll be whatever I pick up at Superstore. If I have the freezer room, I might be inclined to buy a 5 to 7 kilogram turkey at Superstore and just pop it in the freezer just for use at a later date, because $23 is not bad. The deal at Sobeys is pretty good, but I did come out about $1.50 ahead of, or $1.50 more than what I would have paid at Superstore, which isn't bad. But if I want to buy a second one, I'll probably get it at Superstore just because it's slightly cheaper. All depends if I have freezer room or not. So anyway, that's what I picked up so far. And next thing you'll see will either be a little bit more from Sobeys or Superstore. So stay tuned for the rest of the video, please. See you soon. Today is now Sunday, March 29th, and here are some items I picked up at Sobeys yesterday, Saturday, March 28th, after my shift at work. So, once again, I was using the gift card that I bought the other night, the buy $150 gift card and get $10 in points. I was using some more of that, and I was also striving to try and get another one of the, another $35 purchase, because I knew I would get another 525 points if I did. Now, the other night, my daughter bought 2 juices and earned 100 points for buying 2, and they sounded good to me, and I'm not going to cut into her stash. So I decided, you know what, I mean, I know juice probably isn't the greatest thing in the world for you, but I decided to grab 2 myself just because the 2 flavors, the peach and the limeade ones, they just sounded really good. So I grabbed 2 myself. So, but here's what I did to try and get to the minimum $35 purchase so I would get some more points. I bought 2 more of the 6 packs of Diet Coke at 2 for $8.88. So I bought those. And I bought some more chocolate chips. Like I said, Canada, what we usually have here for baking chocolate chips, the primary brand that we have is Chippets, and chocolate prices have been through the roof. A bag of this size of Chippets is over $7. These Laura Secord chocolates are $5.49 regular, on sale for $3.99. So what I use the most of when I do when I bake cookies is semi-sweet. So I grabbed 2 more bags of those, and this time I also bought 2 bags of milk chocolate. And then the 2 juices, they were on for 2 for $5 and 100 points if you bought the 2. So I bought a peach and a limonade. And then here I bought eggnog. We have Easter themed eggnog. Well, it's the same taste as regular eggnog. It is regular eggnog basically, but it's in Easter packaging. Now, I ended up spending $4.39 each on these, which is a little silly. At Christmas time, you would get a 2-liter. These are 1-liter containers. At Christmas time, you would probably be able to find a 2-liter in Superstore for around this same price, somewhere between $4 and $5. But Sobeys is the only place I've seen them at Easter time. I haven't seen them at Superstore in order to be able to get a cheaper price. So I bought them at Sobeys, $4.39 each. I bought 2 because I use some of this for drinking. And just straight, just you can put it in coffee or even just have a glass of eggnog. But also I like to bake with it. I have a recipe for banana eggnog bread, so I use some of it in that. So yeah, $4.39 each is a bit much for considering they're only 1 liter. And at Christmas you can get a 2-liter for about the same price. But hey, this is something that comes out twice a year, basically. Eggnog at Christmas and again at Easter. And at Easter it only seems to be at Sobeys that I've seen so far. The last 3 Easter holidays, 3 years in a row, I've seen them at Sobeys, but nowhere else. So I grabbed 2. The only consolation I can say is I do have my 10% staff discount, thank goodness. Now, on my Scene Plus offers on the Sobeys app, I do have an offer for bananas. So if you spend, for every $1 you spend on bananas, you'd get points on those. And then I grabbed a couple more gravy mixes. They're on for 99 cents this week at Sobeys. So I grabbed 2 more turkey gravy mixes and 2 more brown gravy mixes at 99 cents each. And again, that's before my staff discount. So this is how it all went down. Here is the Diet Cokes. You get the focus. There is the chocolate chips at $3.99 each. And there's the 2 drinks, 2 for $5. Earned 100 points. And there's the gravy mixes. And 1 paper bag for basically for the eggnogs and the chocolate chips and the gravy mixes. I have reusable bags in the car, but we do have birds. You can probably hear some of them in the background right now. And today being Sunday is bird cage cleaning day, and we use those paper bags on the cages. So $4.39 each for the eggnog. And then my staff discount was $4.48. And once again, I earned I spent over $35, so I earned 525 points. I had to make sure, like I said in the last clip, that when I'm doing this, that not only am I hitting the $35 mark, I need to basically be hitting more like $40. Because by the time you take my 10% off, if it bumps me down to say $33 or $34, I'm not going to get those bonus points. So $35 for me, I really have to spend more like $40 in order to get those points. Because once the staff discount kicks in, it's going to bump me back down a little bit. So I did spend $42.21. So that means I was over at least. So actually my subtotal would have been around 46 by the time all was said and done. I had my $4.48 staff discount came off, earned the 525 points for spending 35, and I earned 40 points on the bananas. So my total was 42.21. So all told, the points that I earned the other night on my 2 transactions have hit my account. So I was sitting at 9,844 Scene Plus points after those 2 transactions the other night. Well, 3 because I earned 1,000 points on the gift card, and then 2 $35 purchases. So basically I went into this with 9,844 Scene Plus points, and last night I earned an additional 665. So those take 24 to 48 hours to hit your account. So those points, if I were to look at my Scene app today, those points are probably already on there. And if so, that means I will now be over $100 in Scene Plus points. So, not too bad. And I have $32.63 left on my gift card. Now, my staff discount every week runs Monday to Sunday. And I have $13.15 left of my weekly cap. It is Sunday today. I'm not planning on buying anything at Sobeys today, so I'm good to go. So that's fine. I'm almost maxed out my cap for the week, but this is as much as I'm planning on buying from Sobeys at this time, I think. Not unless I can put enough together to buy one more gift card just to have for upcoming weeks of groceries. But we'll see, because I really would love to be able to buy 2 or 3 of those and have them on hand, because, you know, you're going to spend that money anyway on groceries. My problem is putting that money out up front for that many gift cards. That's the thing. But anyway, so the last portion of this video will be my Superstore haul, which is what you will see next. I haven't gone shopping at Superstore yet. It might not be for a day or two, but that'll be what you see next. And then once that is done, then this video will go live. So stay tuned. Okay, so it is still Sunday, March 29th, and I have an unexpected haul, if you will, I guess, from Walmart. Was not expecting to do this today. My husband wanted to go to Walmart to get his overnight oats, and he did that, and in the process, bad things happened. Decisions were made on my part, and this is what happened. I mean, not all bad, but there's definitely some impulse buys. There's some Easter goodies bought, and I have a thing for gnomes, and so I found this guy. This is to hang on the door. It's a metal stake. It is $19.97. Gnome, sweet gnome. That came home with me to go on our door. And I also grabbed a few more Easter things. These dark chocolate sea salt caramel bunnies. I bought these. Well, I mean, I was going to say we could probably try some ourselves, but actually I'm probably just going to give the bag to a friend of mine, because I was chatting with a friend from church this morning, and she was saying how she really quite likes dark chocolate, and I was thinking that maybe I would get that and give that to her as a little treat. They are, those were $8.97 for that bag. And then this is going to be for my daughter's Easter basket. And again, yes, she's in her mid-20s. It doesn't matter. She still gets an Easter basket regardless. These are $3.97. This is Jello brand jelly beans. And then the Cadbury cream eggs, the 3-pack, that was $3.28. That's for me. Not an Easter basket. That's just something I like. And then these things here, I decided we needed a plan for supper. And these things, I mean, I was shopping hungry, and these things just stood out to me. So these 2 boxes of chicken wings at $12.97 each, the Great Value brand from Walmart. One is original, one is honey garlic. And then right here, these McCain, I guess they're tater tots. They're chili garlic flavored. And we've never tried them before, but they sounded really good. This was $4.48 for the bag, $12.97 each for the wings. And I'm also thinking I want to make some cinnamon buns. I want to make the dough in my bread maker. And for that, I need some skim milk powder. And what I currently have is expired. So I bought a new bag of that. I would have liked to have had a smaller bag, because this is like a full kilogram bag, I believe. I believe it's at the bottom there. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, it's a full kilogram. So, but it doesn't expire till August of 2027, so it's okay. I would have probably taken a bag half that size if it was available, but because it's good for a year and a half, I think hopefully I'll go through the majority of it by then. That was $11.58 for that bag, and then these Terry chocolate orange eggs. That's also for an Easter basket, and that is $7.48. So after tax, I spent $19.91 at Walmart today. No points involved because they don't have a points program. And, yes, these 3 items here, the wings and the tater tots, are for supper. Some things are just Easter goodies for Easter baskets, and a little bit of impulse buy, a little bit of shopping hungry basically went on today. So that's what I did. And now what you will see next in the last part of this video will be what I pick up at Superstore this week, I promise. So stay tuned. Okay guys, it is now Thursday, April 2nd, and I have a few things that I picked up yesterday evening at Real Canadian Superstore that I wanted to show you. It has been a week. It's been a little crazy around here. I had to go out of town this morning for an MRI on my right knee. It's quicker to go to a hospital in a different location rather than in the city. You'll get in faster. I just basically said to my doctor, I'm willing to go wherever. And that meant that my name came up faster in this location. So I ended up we got a hotel room actually last night in the town we were going to, and stayed overnight there because it was 5 minutes from the hotel, or 5 minutes from the hospital rather. And my appointment was at 7:45 this morning. So rather than get up at some ridiculous hour and drive 30, 40 minutes out there this morning, and it was just easier to go last night. But I also worked till 8 o'clock last night, so it would have made sense in a lot of ways just to go directly out there to the hotel and never mind getting groceries. But there were a few things on sale and on my points offers that were expiring at the end of business last night when the stores closed. The sale flyers and the offers that go along with go Thursday to Wednesday. So it was kind of a now or never situation. There were a few things on my offers and a few sale items that I wanted to get. Now, I did already do our turkey dinner for Easter on Tuesday. Kind of an odd day, but I'm working tomorrow, which is Good Friday, until 10 o'clock at night. And then I'm working 3 to 8 on Easter Saturday of the Easter weekend. Now, I do have Easter Sunday off, but that is going to be my fire hall delivery day, which I've talked about in some of my videos. And as we speak right now, I have some cookies baking in another pan ready to go in. Well, that's a pan that already just came out. So I'm trying to get some baking done. It's 5:20 right now, and I have physiotherapy in 2 hours. So it's been a little crazy. I had this MRI at like 8 o'clock this morning, and came back home and attempted to have a nap after. Didn't get a lot of sleep. Hotels are nice, but it's not quite the same as home. But also, when you have the whole family crammed into one hotel room, it makes for a rough night of sleep too. So anyway, I decided to make my turkey dinner for the family, just the 3 of us, on Tuesday. So that's said and done already. We're just going to be having leftovers tonight. But there were some things on sale and on my points offers that were ending last night. So I decided to make a fast run to Superstore after work and then head on out to the hotel after that. So here is what I picked up. Now, there is bottled water over here, and I'm going to explain that afterwards because that was in the bottom of my cart, and the cashier didn't notice it, and I did forget to point it out to her, so I ended up having to pay for those separately. So that was a goof on my part. But anyway, so here's some things I did pick up. No Name tomato paste was on my offers, and they were $1 each, and so I got 5 just to restock the pantry. I use this a lot, whether it's chili, lasagna, whatever, so I use these quite often, so I got 5 of those. And then Doritos were on my offer, so I just grabbed 1 bag of those for $3.97. And then these Cadbury mini eggs, that is the same. Those are the cookies that I'm making right now. I have the cookie that you make at Easter time with Cadbury mini eggs. And if you saw one of my previous grocery hauls, I had bought a bag already. And I had enough for this first batch of cookies, but not enough to do a second batch because we've been snacking on them a little bit, especially my daughter. So they were... how much were they? They were $16.99, and there was an in-store points offer in the flyer of 1,500 points per bag. Now, the stovetop stuffing they were $1.27, limit of 4, so I grabbed 4. Yes, I've already made our turkey dinner this week, but at that time, though, I used my one and only remaining box of stovetop stuffing, so I'm completely out. So we've already done our turkey dinner, so I don't need that right now. But I'm buying ahead, thinking for next time we make a turkey, whether it's Thanksgiving in October or next Christmas, or even perhaps sometime before then. Like between now and Thanksgiving in October is a long ways away. I may make a roast turkey one Sunday just for fun. So just restocking. So $1.27, limit of 4, and I grabbed the limit. And then, what are these? Oh, we had, that's the turkey. Yes, okay, 2 for $6 right here. The mini Chips Ahoy. This is something else I'm going to be making for the fire hall deliveries are mini cheesecakes. And the Chips Ahoy, these go in the bottom of the little muffin tin, and then you put your cheesecake filling in and bake them, and then you use a Cadbury chocolate button to top them when they come out of the oven. These were 2 for $6, so I grabbed 2. They would have been $3.49 each otherwise. So I probably won't need all of these, because even if I make 1 batch of mini cheesecakes, that's 2 dozen. If I make 2, that's 4 dozen. Chances are we'll have leftover cookies. That's fine. We can take them in our lunches to work or just munch on here at home. Not a problem. And just as bananas were on my Scene Plus offers this week at Sobeys, they were also on my PC Optimum offers at Superstore. So I grabbed another bundle of bananas for $2.16. And sugar snap peas. Peas were on my offers. These snap peas were on my offers, and they often are not in stock when I go in, but they were in stock last night, so I was happy. They were $8.99. So here you go. There's the in-store points offer there on the mini eggs. And then bananas, 200 points. Doritos, 300 points. Fresh peas, 900 points. No Name tomato sauce, 500 points. So after tax, I spent $50.71. And then I realized, oh no, I forgot about the bottled water. Now, there was no points offers on this, although I have at times had a points offer on it in past. But they were on sale. They were $3 for a 24 pack, which a year or so ago, you would have been able to get them for $1.97. So, you know, inflation, right? Everything's gone up like crazy. But I grabbed two 24 packs because we are completely out. So that's fine. I grabbed the two, and then I told the cashier I'm so sorry. So $3 each, and after tax I basically pay $6.96. So the first one, as you saw on this one here, there's 1,500 points on the mini eggs and all these other points. So what I earned, the in-store offer, which was the mini eggs, was 1,500 points, and the other points, which were on my app, all my offers, were 1,900 points. So my closing balance after this first transaction here was 89,145 PC Optimum points. And no points earned, I don't believe, on this. No, there was no points on the water. So 89,145 PC Optimum points is where I sit. So just less than very close now to $90. 855 points, I believe, to get to the $90 level of PC Optimum points. So that's it. And then that, you know, there's a few other things I wanted to get, like lettuce, tomatoes, celery, that kind of thing, but we needed to hightail it to the hotel, so I left that for the rest of the evening. So I'll probably finish this video off with a fill-in haul of that. So I'll show you that. That'll be the last thing you see, will be a little fill-in haul with some produce, whether like grapes, you know, lettuce, tomatoes, that kind of thing. So stay tuned for that. And here's just a quick look at these Cadbury mini egg cookies. So they're really quite nice. And when I've taken them to the fire hall before, the guys have told me that they are a favorite. So I have to make sure to make them. I'm thinking I'm going to get about 4 dozen out of this batch. So I'm probably going to make a second batch yet tonight. I don't know if I'll get that done before physio, or maybe I'll have to do the second batch after, but I'm going to get it done one way or another. Things have been a little rough with having multiple deaths in the family and my health issues and whatnot, but this is an almost 11-year tradition that I have going on, and I'm not about to abandon it. There's a lot of things that I can pull back from while I try and heal from what's going on, but that's not one of them. So anyway, so just stay tuned. There's going to be one more short clip at the end of this, or after this, and then I'll wrap up this video finally. All right, it is Saturday, April 4th now, and I've been doing a lot of baking the last few days for my fire hall delivery, which is going to be, my fire hall deliveries are tomorrow, which is Easter Sunday. I'm going to 5 fire halls with baskets of homemade jams and baking, and I've been baking like crazy. I've made like 8 dozen cookies and almost 5 dozen muffins the last few days, and I'm out of eggs. So I needed to get some. So after work tonight at Sobeys, I picked up this flat of eggs. These are large eggs, a 30 count, for $9.99, and there's no points involved, but here I'll show you. Here's my staff discount. I had $1 off because it's 10% off my first $150 spent, so basically $10 minus $1. So I spent $8.99 using the gift card that I bought last week, and I have $23.64 left on that gift card now, and no points earned, and I'm basically sitting at a closing balance of 10,509 Scene Plus points, none earned tonight, so I'm at $100 of Scene Plus points. And as I said, it's Saturday right now. My weekly discount runs from Monday to Sunday every week. I still have $122.86 left of my weekly cap, which expires tomorrow, but I'm not going to be buying much of anything else between now and payday next Thursday. So I might get a couple things at Sobeys on that gift card, but I mean, yeah, I'm not going to exhaust my weekly discount between now and tomorrow, basically. So I'm still fine on that, and I still have, as I said, $23.64 left on my gift card, so I can use that on anything I need there. And I also won I won a $10 gift card at work for my entries in the grocery draw. I've mentioned in videos before that as an employee, we can submit grocery receipts things we've purchased there that are $75 or more, or bundles of grocery receipts that are $75 or more, things that we've bought in the current month from Sobeys. Submit that to the office in a little draw box, and then 3 winners each month win $10 gift cards. And so with all the different stuff I bought last month, I bundled up my receipts. I had 2 or 3 different entries in the grocery draw for March, and I was one of 3 lucky winners. So I've won a $10 gift card. So over and above the fact that I have $23.64 left on the gift card I bought, I have another gift card with $10 on there as well. But this is all I picked up tonight because I am completely out of eggs and I need to get some more baking done. Today is now Tuesday, April 7th, and I am realizing that it is time to wrap this video up. This is supposed to have been my bi-weekly grocery haul, and the first clip started, I believe, on March 28th. So this is what happens when I do a grocery haul in several parts. It takes a while to finish, and I'm looking back at the length of I haven't watched everything through, but just looking back at the length of each of the previous clips in this haul, and it's like, yeah, this video is going to be plenty long enough. So I think I'm going to film this and then call it a day, because as I said, it's Tuesday, March 7th, and I get paid on today's Tuesday, April 7th, rather. Did I just say March? Oh my goodness. April 7th, and I get paid again in 2 days on April 9th. So then we'll be starting all over again. So rather than just keep on going and going and going and have this be a 2-hour video, let's just wrap this so-called bi-weekly grocery haul up, and we'll start fresh again in a few days. But I wanted to show you some things I bought at Sobeys last night after work. I stopped at the pharmacy first. I had to pick up a prescription for myself, and I earned 40 Scene Plus points on that. I actually was out of pocket nothing. The particular medication I'm on, there was no cost out of pocket to me. My insurance covered it completely. And 40 Scene points. So that's good, because you do get Scene points on prescriptions there. And then I decided to buy these chips. These were $2.77 per bag and no limit. What I do know is that Superstore Lays are also on sale for $2.77, but there is a limit of 4. There's no limit at Sobeys, and so they're an identical price to Superstore. They're both $2.77, but I get my employee discount of 10% off. So they're actually a little bit cheaper for me at Sobeys, and for every 4 bags you buy, you earn 400 Scene Plus points, which equates to $4 in points. So it was a no-brainer to me to buy them there. So I grabbed a smoky bacon for my husband, a dill pickle, and a barbecue, and then a regular, just a wavy. My daughter just likes the plain ones like that. So I grabbed those. And then this is what I really wanted to show you. This is probably, I haven't seen a deal on these in a while like this. So I'm quite happy with this. These are on sale, if you can believe this. These mini sizzlers, these little breakfast sausages, were on for $1.79 per package. Each package contains 12 sausages, and they're name brand, they're Schneider's. $1.79, guys. And I bought 7. And again, the $1.79 is before my staff discount. So take an additional, basically 18 cents off per package. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I did also buy a paper bag to bring everything home in, which we use those paper bags when we clean the bird cages. We line the bird cages with those, so that's good. But I was really happy with these. I grabbed whatever boxes I could see. I had been selling several of these to customers all day. That's how I knew they were on sale. And they were restocking. So even though I bought 7, that was the last I could see. But I was told by somebody in the meat department there would probably be more put out today. So I did not feel guilty about grabbing these. These are just going straight in the freezer till we decide that we need them for breakfast one Saturday or Sunday morning. So here's how everything broke down. Here's the chips, and there's the 400 points on those, the bag, and then here's all the sausages. My staff discount on this whole thing was $2.39. All right, as I was saying, I just got interrupted there briefly. My staff discount was $2.39, so my grand total was $22.69. However, I still had a little bit left on that gift card that I bought earlier in the video, the $150 gift card that I've been slowly using up. So I swiped that, and that covered the entire thing. I'm out of pocket, nothing. And I have 95 cents left on that gift card. So that's pretty good. Plus I have the $10 gift card that I just said in the previous clip that I won in the grocery draw as well. So I have 95 cents left on the gift card, and I have $10 on the other gift card that I haven't touched yet. So this was $22.69. I paid nothing out of pocket, and I earned 400 points there, as well as the 40 points I earned at the pharmacy, but I didn't have to pay anything for that. So here's how it all broke down. I came into this with 10,509 Scene Plus points, and I earned 400 on this purchase and 40 at the pharmacy, so 440 total last night. I've checked my Scene app today, and I'm sitting at 10,949 Scene Plus points. So I'm still at the $100 mark, but I'm only 51 points away from $110 in Scene Plus points. So not too bad. So as I said, time to wrap this up. This video has gone on plenty long enough, and it'll be time in a couple days to start shopping for the next bi-weekly grocery haul, because I get paid in 2 days. So I'm just going to end this here. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and sorry if it got a little bit long. I do tend to get a little chatty sometimes, and especially going into detail, trying to explain all the ins and outs of why I do what I do and the different points offers and sales, etc. But I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure you leave a comment down below, give it a like, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hope you're having a great week, everybody, and we will see you next time. Have a good week, and we will see you soon. Hope you had a good Easter weekend as well. Take care.